As attention was shifting a bit from Kano Emirate tussle, reports have been filtering in that there are perceived moves by the Sokoto state government to depose the Sultan, His Eminence Alhaji Saad Abubakar III. The report of the perceived moves by the state government to depose the Sultan is enough to jolt not only the Muslim faithful but also the entire nation. Speaking at the Northwest Peace and Security Summit in Katsina State, the Nigerian Vice President, Kashim Shettima, told the state government that the Sultan is an institution that must be guarded and protected, adding that the Sultan goes beyond Sokoto as he represents an idea that belongs to the entire country. But the state government, while responding to Shettima, denied any plan to dethrone the monarch, describing the allegation as false. Clearview News Desk has, however, learned authoritatively that talks have commenced with the state governor on how to resolve any contentious issue. We hear the governor has given assurance of the safety of the Sultan's tool. Irrespective of this assurance, we feel there should be an amendment of the laws of various states to ensure that governors no longer have the power to appoint and depose traditional rulers. The Sultan of Sokoto is not an ordinary traditional ruler who controls just his town or city. He is a paramount ruler, a first-class traditional ruler who controls all the monarchs, all the chiefs and emirs in the state. Not only that, he is also the President General of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs. That is the umbrella body for all Muslims in Nigeria. If you remove him, you have not only removed the Sultan of Sokoto, you've only removed the leader of the Muslims in Nigeria. On a general note, we are saying that governors should no longer be allowed to remove traditional rulers. The House of Assembly should start this revolution. The question is who will bear the cat. Such sections in each state's chieftaincy law should be amended in the state assemblies and they should start discussing it. Now is the time. Otherwise, our royal fathers will be dragged in the mud daily. And this is getting too much. Traditional rulers are regularly used by these same governors to talk to their people so they can vote for them. They are the ones who work themselves into the heart of traditional rulers first. If the traditional ruler refuses to campaign for them among these people, the governor will remove him. If he agrees to campaign for him, if that governor wins, the traditional ruler is lucky. If the governor doesn't win, the other candidate who the traditional ruler did not campaign for will consider the traditional ruler an enemy and the first target he must fight immediately after he assumes office. The traditional rulers should be saved from this mess. The governors come in to spend 4 years, at most 8 years. These traditional rulers have been there for more than 20 years. You come today and you want him to dance to your tune? If he doesn't do that, you remove him from power and he may not regain that throne again. We don't know of any traditional ruler who was able to walk back to power again. Whoever was picked by the governor will sit tight and it becomes a tug of war between the two families. No wonder former head of state Olusegun Obasanjo said Nigerian governors live like emperors. The traditional rulers are in the palaces and do not know when they will be removed. Sometimes they hear about their removal over the radio. Sometimes the governor invites stakeholders to an executive meeting, including the king, to be removed. And as he sits down, policemen surround his palace and ask people to move out. And the king will never return to the palace. Is this not tyranny? What we are saying is that the practice should become history. Traditional rulers should be allowed to rule, and the powers to remove and appoint traditional rulers should no longer rest with governors. It all starts with the appointment of traditional rulers all over the country. The governor should not be involved in the selection of traditional rulers. Names are usually picked by kingmakers and sent to the governor, who selects whoever he likes. Clearview is therefore calling on lawmakers in Nigeria to stop governors from ridiculing the kings. If the laws are repealed, the governor shouldn't be the ones to present staff of office. The governor should only play ceremonial roles at the installation of kings. The governor becomes an ordinary citizen after his tenure, but the king remains so long as he lives. The governor will become the subject of the king after his tenure. In the case of Sokoto, a faceless group had accused the revered monarch of partisanship during the 2023 general election, but had provided no evidence to support the allegation. To avoid incessant mistrusts between state governments and traditional rulers in the states, it is high time traditional rulers, too, insulated themselves from partisan politics and focused on their palace duties and other traditional roles, while the state governors should concentrate on providing good governance and dividends of democracy to the people. Frequent clashes between governors and traditional rulers are counterproductive and therefore unnecessary.